Hey Reds, welcome back to the channel. And Liverpool just managed to scrape a win against Wolves. Now, the talk from commentators, from pundits, from rival fans is that Liverpool got lucky in this particular fixture. But is that the case, or was there something else at play here? Thank you for coming along on this journey. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this video with other Reds. Well, first things first, and one has to give credit to Wolves. They were aggressive. They pushed hard and they really took the game to Liverpool. They didn't just lay back or play a low block, not allowing Liverpool to get through. No, they actually brought the game to Liverpool, managing to score a goal and looking very, very aggressive, especially in the second half. I think Liverpool out there with no attempts on goal in the second half. It was all Wolves all the time, and fantastic and well done to Wolves on that. On Liverpool's side, I think Arne Slot played this one very, very tactically and looked more to secure the win and allowing Liverpool to just play around with its structure. From the first half, we could see there was some idea of what they wanted to do, and they managed to score those goals rather. And then in the second half, I think it was more just toying around and playing around with the structure in the midfield. And I think because of Wolves' aggressive nature, they were able to break through some of those. And so there were some key moments where Liverpool did look a little shaky. But I'd like to think this had nothing to do with luck. There was method behind the madness. One of the things I believe is really, really telling is if we look at some of the changes that Arne Slot had made in that match, it was more of a defensive shift rather than an attacking one. And that's very telling about what Arne Slot had in mind in this match. So Gerald Kwanzaa coming on for Ibrahima Konate. Konate, I don't think, had one of his best games in this fixture and struggled a little bit here and there. Gerald Kwanzaa then coming on. Kwanzaa also had a shaky moment, but I think it was good for him to get out on the pitch, have a stretch of his legs a little bit, and do what he needed to do. And I think his performance was a little more solid than Ibrahima Konate. In the same way, we saw Trent Alexander come off. I think Trent had a okay game, could have been better, but defensively, he looked a lot better, more aggressive in defense, made a couple of tackles that were worth noting. And then he was brought off, Connor Bradley was brought on, and he was definitely very, very strong in that position. Absolutely loved that when he won that goal kick, celebrating in front of the cop end. That is the type of spirit that we want to see. Another key change that Arne Slot did that I believe is worth noting here is that when Luis Diaz was brought on, Wataru Endo, or brought off rather, Wataru Endo was brought on, and Endo once again bringing in that defensive, holding up the ball type of play, which tells me that Arne Slot here had more of a defensive game in mind, protecting that lead that Liverpool had in this match, and that is not luck. That is a sign of a good tactic when you have the lead and you want to protect it. When we look at Liverpool's midfield, I must say I absolutely love watching them work together. It's like a cogs in a machine, just working and functioning perfectly well. But I will say this, and this has been something that has been troubling me for quite a while, and I am concerned about Ryan Gravenberch and his fitness. He's started 22 games for Liverpool. I don't think that he's had a rest, and he's a hard-working player. He works so hard, and he started very, very well against Wolves. But as the minutes went on, he looked a bit worn out. He looked a little bit tired and a little bit frustrated at times. So that, to me, is a little bit of a red flag that I think Arne Slot will have to look at. But then when we look at Dominic Szoboszlai, we look at McAllister, they were absolutely fantastic and they were pivotal in winning key balls for Liverpool and trying to keep the Wolves players at bay, especially when they went on the counter. They were the ones that needed to make these vital tackles just to make sure that Liverpool had a hand on this game and kept things under control. And then up front, of course, that trio. What a wonderful match they had. Of course, the star there, the one shining through, Mohamed Salah. But I loved that Luis Diaz was allowed to go back to the left side, his preferred side to play on. That's phenomenal to see. A couple of areas where he could have improved, but it was good to see him comfortably in his natural position. Mohamed Salah, of course, doing his thing as he does, cutting in from the right side, coming into the box and looking very, very dangerous whenever he comes in. His pace, his aggression, that's exactly what you want to see from your forwards. And then Diogo Jota, an absolute joy on the pitch. And yes, I did favour him in this fixture over Darwin Nunez. I think it was the right call by Arne Slot to have Jota on. And I think Jota should be starting a lot more games. So when I say that there is no such thing as luck, what am I talking about? Well, in football, you could only have three results. It's either you win, or you draw, or you lose. But you see, skill is not dependent on luck. There is no such thing as an easy fixture in the rest of this Premier League. And I think this match against Wolves showed it. The match against Everton the other day was also evidence of that. And no matter how scrappy a win looks, a win is a win. And Liverpool go 7 points clear. Now they do head to Aston Villa on Wednesday, and that's going to be another tough one before they head off to Manchester City on the weekend. Well, Liverpool have a lot of difficult fixtures still lying ahead, but it's going to have to be their resilience that's going to have to speak. It's not up to luck, it's all up to skill. And I believe Liverpool have enough to do it.